I have hit rock bottom. I have hit rock bottom. My depression has finally hit rock bottom. And I'm pretty sure if I let it be how I was going, I was somehow gonna find a deeper layer. I was in such a depressive episode that I literally got into a very, very dark hole that I almost couldn't get myself out of. I almost couldn't climb out of the little hole that my depression created for me. And it was hard and dark, and I am pretty sure I finally hit rock bottom. I got into such a depressive episode that I let myself go. I let myself go, I let my dreams go, I stopped caring. I lost grip of who I was and what I wanted. And you know, that's normal with depression. Those are the side effects of depression. So it's a completely common side effect of having depression. And I know it's not my fault. And that I have throughout my whole life tried my hardest to combat it. But this time I feel like it got a pretty strong hold of me. I completely let go of myself. I wasn't even brushing my hair. I struggled changing my clothes. I wouldn't clean my room. I just stopped caring about myself. I became completely unenthused. I became a nihilist. I feel like I'm not pronouncing any of these words correctly. I became a nihilist. I became pessimistic. I gave up on everything, and I gave up on myself, and I gave up on my dreams, and I decided that it wasn't worth it anymore to do anything, to work hard to achieve my dreams, to work on myself. I just stopped. I became a mess. I became a mess. I became a nihilist. I gave up on myself, gave up on my career, gave up on my dreams. I just gave up. I took a pretty long break from my TikTok, from my YouTube, from everything, because I was having a huge mental breakdown and I was just not okay. And I had a pretty good reason. I became convinced that I wasn't gonna achieve anything in my life, that I wasn't gonna be able to achieve any of my dreams, that I wasn't gonna be able to do anything that I wanted with my life. I was convinced. One of the biggest reasons why I was so convinced that I am never going to be able to achieve what I want to achieve is that I became face to face with the realization that if you want to achieve anything in your life, you have to be born with privilege. If you want to achieve anything in your life, you have to be born with privilege. A privilege that I don't have. I don't have privilege. I am poor. I grew up poor on food stamps. But I don't have successful parents. I don't have much. And almost everybody that gets ahead in life and gets into the career field that I want always has a step ahead on the race, and I don't. I don't have rich parents. I don't have nepotism, and almost everybody that's successful has either of those, usually both of those. And that's one of the biggest things that hit me. It's one of the biggest things that hits you whenever you try to achieve anything in life is the realization of nepotism. The realization that a lot of times you're not gonna be able to achieve as much as you want to achieve if you don't have already one step ahead of the race. And even if you are talented and work really hard, people that are untalented and don't want to work hard are still gonna get ahead of you because they have rich parents, because they have nepotism. And it's not fair. It's not a fair system. And this makes you pessimistic and nihilist because what are you going to do? I don't have rich parents, so it just feels like I am not meant to do much. It sometimes just feels like I was not born to achieve much, you know? Some people are born lucky. Some people are lucky to be born. It just feels like that's what it is. Either you're born destined to do great things or you're not. You're born as somebody or you're born a nobody. And that's kind of like the general consensus of society. Either you're born with money and you get opportunities and your parents get you opportunities, or you're destined to be a nobody, because the illusion that you can just work your way up the ladder is just that, an illusion. It's like seeing an oasis in the middle of a desert. The truth is, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make that oasis real. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get out of the desert. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to be successful, because my dreams, they're ambitious and they're hard to obtain. I'm gonna be honest. I know that my dreams are hard to obtain. I know that everything that I want is so hard to obtain, and the chance that I'm gonna be able to be as successful as I want, it's slim. It's very slim. I may be able to catch a plane out of here and go to somewhere like New York City and achieve my dreams, and that's a really nice dream, but the chances are slim, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to achieve that. And truth is that that's the society that we live in. It's hard to climb up the ladder. It's hard. And it's not about trying, because it's not, oh, you haven't tried hard enough, you haven't worked hard enough. So many of us try our hardest and work our hardest, but we are smacked right in the face with the reality of our situations, you know? Like, it's hard to save up for a plane ticket to New York when you have to pay bills, when you have to, you know, when your car broke down, you have to pay rent, you have bills, you have so many things to pay. You can just save money, it's hard. It's hard just finding a source of payment in the first place, you know? It's hard. It's really hard. And it's never for lack of trying. Not being successful in what you want most of the time is not for lack of trying. It's simply lack of privilege and lack of nepotism. The truth is that I'm probably not going to achieve everything that I want. I think I'm gonna achieve some. I'm hopeful that I'm going to achieve some of what I want. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. It's a complete mystery to me, but I hope that I can achieve at least a little bit of what I want. And if it's just even a little bit, I'm a little bit mildly successful, I'm okay with that, because I know that my whole life, due to the fact that I wasn't born with nepotism, with rich parents, I know that I'm going to always work harder for less than they get. I know that, especially, you know, when you're a minority, I know that I'm always gonna have to work harder to get less of what they get. But I hope that I'm at least a little bit successful. Just a little bit, just a little bit successful, and I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with the system that we have, where when you only get things if you are born with privilege, but I think we can change that. If I'm at least comfortable in the future, somewhere where I'm comfortable, sorry, the mosquitoes. If I'm at least somewhere comfortable in the future, in a very comfortable place in my life that I'm okay with, then that's okay. Because I know that it's never for lack of trying. I'll always know that it's never for lack of trying. It's just that the system is usually rigged against you. That's it. That's literally the reality of it. It's not that you didn't work hard enough, it's that the system is literally rigged against you. I hate rich people. I really hate rich people. I'm sorry, but I do. I hate rich people. I hate that the rich people always get what they want when they want it, and they get so ahead in life just because they were born rich. And I hate rich people. I just really do, and I'm not afraid to say it. I don't feel bad for saying it. I hate rich people. Cross my heart. I hate them. I hate rich people. My camera died. Anyways, where was I? Where was I? Oh yes, rich people. I hate those. I'm sorry, but I do. I do. I do. I do. And I said to you, one day, if I ever get to like put out my own like music album, I'm going to make an entire album, an entire musical album, like completely about how much I hate rich people, and I hate them, and I hate rich people. I do, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not afraid to say it. I don't care what your excuse for being rich is. I don't like rich people. But honestly, I know it's not my fault that I was depressed. I know that it's not my fault that I suffer from depression, and it's not your fault. You are never a bad person for being depressed. It's completely normal to fall victim to the symptoms of depression, because it's something that's so hard to deal with. You're not a bad person because you haven't showered in a week. You're not a bad person because you haven't cleaned your room. You're not a bad person because you're disorganized. You're not a bad person for suffering the symptoms of mental illness. If you could cure mental illness out of sheer will, then there wouldn't be psychologists, there wouldn't be psychiatrists, there wouldn't be professionals. Like, these are people that have to take literally like 10 years of college, of university, to be able to do their professions. You don't have that. You cannot just will yourself out of a mental disorder. And it's not your fault. It's never going to be your fault. It's okay to be depressed. It's always okay to be depressed. And honestly, you just have to pick yourself up slowly, with baby steps, little by little. Pick yourself up and just keep moving forward, because life keeps moving forward, and you can always pick yourself up. It's never too late to pick yourself up and decide to live your life how you want it to the fullest. It's never too late. You can always pick yourself up, and it's not your fault, and you can take all the baby steps and all the time in the world to do it, because it is not your fault. And I am picking myself up little by little. I'm picking myself off the ground, and I'm trying my hardest to organize myself and pick myself up. And I made a little binder. Call me Amy Santiago, because I made a binder with all of my stuff. Yeah. This right here. I made a little binder to organize myself and everything. So I have three little sections of my binder that I'm gonna show you. The first part of my binder, when you open it, is this little drawing that says Mars on it. I made it a while back, and it's a little bit dirty because I had to fish it out, but I put it on the first page of my binder as a reminder that I've been trying for a really long time, and I'm gonna keep trying. I've been trying, and I'm gonna keep trying, and I just thought it was really cute. I made it such a long time ago. And I just have like three little sections right here to organize myself. I have the fashion section for my fashion. This is pretty much just where I write down all of my little fashion ideas that I have, ideas for outfits and stuff, to keep it organized, so that if I'm ever thinking like what do I wear, or like stuff like that, I can have like a little list to like remind myself, like, okay, this is what I like to wear. It's just, I don't know, it's just really fun to have like a little reminder of like, oh, you could wear this, oh, you could wear that, or you could wear this. I have also the little area for my financials. I'm poor, and I need to get my money in order. I'm really poor and I need to somehow make more money. I have like a list of possible jobs that I could get. I'm planning on see if I can be a cleaning lady because I feel like that's a good job for somebody that has trouble talking. Yeah, and of course the most important part, yeah, my career. Obviously this is where I have like everything written down about everything that I need to work on to get the career that I want. I have this little like list over here, for example, of little like investments for music stuff that I need. YouTube, it's where I plan out my videos, and TikTok, where I plan out my TikTok videos. I don't know, I just have everything organized here, and I made this so that I can like be organized and have everything, you know, in place, so I can try to pick myself up from my depression slowly. It's all over here. I'm going to put the little like study thing that I had made, so, but yeah.
Sorry, I'm not able to help with this one yet.
Cortana, shut up. No, shut up, nobody asked. anyways, yeah, binder, I made it. Organized, I am. Rich people, I hate. This video is done.